so far this year. So that's a good thing. And I encourage coaches to call us when we do a good job too, okay? Because it's always nice to be able to hear that. Some of the things that I was looking for, and this is for the mentors and also everybody here in the chapter. How fit is the referee? What is their highest level that they have refereed? You know, if you've done U11s or U14s or U19 centers, hey, we want to know, okay? If you've done testosterone control in the Central Florida Soccer League, we want to know that, okay? That's supposed to be a joke. Are you willing to learn to be a team member or grow as a referee? Michelle got it. And what level of high school do you think the person can do? Can they do JV? Can they do girls varsity? Can they do boys varsity? Can they do a center? Can they do a line? Okay. And one of the things I know Kevin tries to do when he assigns is those of you who are new to refereeing or maybe new to the chapter or new to three whistle, we try to put you out there with some veterans who've been around for a while, who kind of know of what's going on and how to help you and all that kind of thing. So are there any questions before I make one last comment? Yes, sir. Excuse me? Email it to me. Everybody in the crew. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what can you say about Alistair Rostanger, Dave Anglin, except for they're some of the best referees in Central Florida. Okay. And Alex was a great help to me, and obviously, I would use them to get feedback because they have it offers a lot of credibility because of their expertise and how well they do. Okay. All right. Any other questions? Yeah, Ann. Okay, that's something that you would have to bring up to the board. I don't. We took the people that were sent to us, and that we were to look at and all that kind of thing. I don't know their specific background. I know of the people that have sent feedback and that kind of thing. I haven't seen anybody that has less than 1 year. Okay, and that's something that you'd have to talk to the board about. And I know I'm on the board, but maybe I wasn't at the meetings or something like that they talked about that. So that might be something you might want to bring up later on in the meeting. So, and it's a valid concern, okay? It's a valid concern. Anybody else? Okay. The one last thing I just want to leave you with is think about where you were when you started refereeing, when you first went out and did your first game. Think about the people that are out there, and in the case of Ann, hopefully they've got a year under their belt, okay? Please help those people. Please offer feedback. Please make suggestions, all right? Talk to them. Just don't let them hang out there on the side, and forget about them during a game, all right? Help them out. Think about where you were. And I know, I've worked with probably 95% of you in this room over the years, and all of you are willing to offer feedback, and you want to be able to put the best product forward, because you want to walk out of there feeling good about what you did. And a couple years ago, we had Jim Ellis here talk. It was one of Ernie Head's friends. And his daughter is Jill Ellis. Anybody know who Jill Ellis is? Yeah, she's the head coach of the women's team. All right? And he said, and this is a mantra that I've used since then, gentlemen, we don't want to just get through it. We don't want to survive out there. We want to get it right. We want to make the right calls. Okay? So I give you that charge. Every night when you go out there, give it your best and get it right. Any other questions? Thank you very much.
Okay, we're going to leave the test scores for another day. Kevin's presentation's lengthy, so we're going to let him go ahead and start and set up and show everybody. I'll let Kevin introduce himself as well. Mr. Flynn.
Hold on, where's the HDMI cable?
Hey, Michelle. HDMI cable.
I hope I told him what I had, so. Yeah. Hold on. I might have some. Let me see. This one goes in here? No? Hold on. USB to VGA, guys? I'm gonna plug this in mine. Okay. Yeah, and then VGA, there's VGA. Oh no, what do you have? That's VGA. No. DVI. Hold on. Okay.
We're having technical issues at the moment. Just bear with us for a moment. If anybody hasn't got their shirts or whatever, one at a time, please. Grab your stuff.
Well, it's too big. Yeah, it's got all those videos in it.
The new Macs have got a USB, right? Okay, so here's what we can do. I'll have one camera on this, and the other camera on him, and we can go.
Okay. So can we get that up there? That's the issue.
That's the issue. Okay.
We have a USB.
USB to DVI.
Here's what I got.
Oh, but do we have a USB? Flash drive. Does anybody have a flash drive?
Hey, here's the other option you have. Here's another option. Because I can set this up right out there on a table.
You got an AirPlay there, or what is it?
Yeah.
Oh, and just beam it from your thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
You just have to move the table.
Welcome to our meetings.
You got it?
No, I just need a table to where I can. Can you move that table so I can put it up there?
No,
I got just about everything I thought I needed.
of course I didn't bring my VGA, my Thunderbolt to VGA. Oh, you have new Thunderbolt though, right? Thunderbolt 3?
Yeah.
It's-
And I have another computer that it's on that would have been good.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I said to go ahead and grab their shirts while we set this up.
All right, we're on water break now.
Water break. Water respite. Hydration respite is your.
Where's Bud? ones we love.
Hey, are we still live? No, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, while they go ahead and set that up, if we could listen up for a moment. Attention, everybody. While he goes ahead and sets that up. So we're going to be full swing now in our games. Obviously, as you saw from the contract and what I've mentioned before, communication is important. Make sure that you're communicating with your crew prior to the game. If you want to do it, some people have emailed me for the whole week. Others send it, I send it the day of. But make sure that everybody in your crew knows that you've heard from everybody in your crew for that night's game. Okay? What you're wearing and so forth. A couple of us have said, hey, I only have this uniform, can we wear that? Little nuances, just to make sure we get those things covered. Also, for a couple of people, Jamie, where's Jamie at? There's Jamie. We have discussed that prior to, obviously, you'll want to know that you want to find out about the horn, you want to find out about your AD, you want to make sure you get rosters from the teams. Don't show up and not ask the teams for their rosters. You need rosters for the game. Also ask the coach if everybody that's on the bench is on the roster. And we had a situation in one of our games, not situation, but there was a 4 or 5-year-old kid on the bench. Obviously, that's not their mascot, so they shouldn't be on the bench. So make sure you get that clarified with the coach prior to. You're not to stop the clock or have them shut it off for 2 seconds or shut it off for 2 minutes, even if they can't turn off the horn. It's supposed to run down, but make sure if they cannot turn off the horn, that announcer is making an announcement to the fans that the clock is kept on the field. The clock on the field is official time, not the scoreboard. All right? Also, we discussed this previously, but Corey, one more time. Shouldn't have to say this, but make sure you have your cards. Okay? We had a game where an official was pointing to the player and sending him to the bench. And at the water break, the mentor asked him, why do you keep doing that? Why aren't you showing your cards? And they didn't have cards. Okay? Ask your SR1 for cards. So a lot of us have 2 or 3 sets in our bags. Don't be embarrassed. You left them home, Ask somebody. Okay? Same thing with uniforms. If you forgot, ask somebody. Somebody's not here, but somebody here owes me a pair of shorts. So, also, we've discussed this. The coaches already know to be respectful of you, to try to work with you and so forth. We're going to try and work with them. But doesn't mean you're going to tolerate dissent. You're not going to tolerate them disrespecting you and so forth. You're not going to tolerate them disrespecting the crew or anybody on your crew. Nip that in the bud. Jamie and Corey did a real good job this past week with Lake Howe. When he got mouthy, they warned them. He wanted to keep on. They ended it. Okay? So make sure that you do the same. You're cordial and so forth. You're respectful. They cross that line. Coach, I was trying to work with you. This isn't going to work. Here's your card. Okay? Nip it in the butt. And at no point are you going to tolerate what I call a bulldog approach, where the coach is quiet and his assistant is the one yelling at you and so forth. I don't deal with bulldogs. I go straight for the head coach, and I tell him, he's not going to get the card. You're the one who's going to get the card. So nip that in the bud as well. Okay? We've talked to a lot of schools. We've talked to a lot of coaches and ADs. Players are to be respectful. They know what we're looking for. Do not avoid the shin guard issue. Okay? It is an issue. It's part of the rules. You're not to just, I'm not going to worry about that. So if we find out you're not worrying about that, and we run into that situation in a couple weeks from now, you know, and it's not in your report that they had shin guards, yes, I want in your report that you had shin guard issues. In your notes, if you had shin guard issues with that team, or if the coach was an issue, I want it in the notes. All right? We had a situation this past week with Tavares and Eustace, and the Tavares coach was on the officials. They worked with her as much as possible, more than I would have liked them to, because their card should have been issued at a certain point. Okay? But one of the comments that was made by that coach was, and it was heard, but it wasn't dealt with, she told one of her players, next time they elbow you, you elbow them right back in the head. Whistle, card, enough. That shouldn't be happening. Don't let that happen. Okay, she's condoning or promoting violent conduct. You're not to let that happen in your game. Okay, now we're wide awake. No. Okay. So Kevin's about to talk now. Lastly, when you're a crew, you are a crew, all right? You stay with each other. You talk to each other at water break. You talk to each other at halftime. You leave together. Okay, if you have a problem being part of a team, being part of a crew, we'd be more than happy to take your games away. You can do games with somebody else. All right? There's 3 of you. You work together. You leave together. The only time you're not together is when you're arriving. But you're a crew. If you don't like each other for that night, for those 2 hours, 4 hours, you love one another. Okay? And Mr. Kevin Flynn, we ready?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Kevin Flynn.
So, am I turning this off? Ideally, I'd like to stand up here and do my presentation from here, but I'm going to have to, because the computer has got to be here, I'm going to be back and forth. I'm going to do a presentation on game management. Eric, the gentleman who was up here earlier, covered some of the stuff that that the beginning slides cover. I'm going to skip through those pretty quick. Most of the things I want you to see are the videos on here. I've, in the last 3 years, been to about 130 FHSA evaluations with different evaluators. And I've seen common things that happen in high school games no matter where I go. The video I'm going to show you is from state playoff games because I wanted to show you high school video. These videos are not about the referee and who's refereeing. They're about examples to show you so that they don't happen in your game. It's not, you'll know some of the referees up here, and this is not to say, how did they get this assignment, because that's not what the videos are for. The videos are for to show you examples of things that are happening consistently no matter where I go in high school games that we need to deal with to help us with game management. And I'm not going to sit up here and read this through to you. This just gives you an idea what I think game management is. And Eric covered some of these things. No matter your level of referee, whether you're USSF grade 2 or 3 or whether you're a grade 8, there's some things that we can all do that have nothing to do with our foul recognition, our game management. And I call it the easy stuff, and he went through some of it. show up on time, dressed, whether you want to go to a game like this or whether you want to show up in your uniform. I know these high school games, some of them start at 5:30. We're rushing from work. We get there. Just take a little bit of time at your car and straighten yourself up so that when you walk in, everything's together. He talked about the game administrator. I know a lot of us will go to games, and I used to do this. What do I need a game administrator at a high school game for? I have no problem controlling high school kids, coaches. I did that until one time I was at a game and I needed a school administrator and I didn't know where one was. I can promise you I never go to a game again without finding out who that game administrator is. Don't do a game, don't do a high school game unless you know where they are. Basketball and soccer are played at the same time. Sometimes schools have the same administrator covering both games. If that's the case, still find out where they're going to be. Do a field inspection. Many of you are USSF referees. For 10 years, every year we had to watch videos on goals being anchors because there were so many injuries from goals falling over. And still today, we go out to games and I look and the goals aren't anchored and they've just played a JV game. Don't be that guy. What's going to happen is someone's going to get hurt in your game and they're going to say, the attorney for them is going to say, hey, you're a USSF referee, right? Yeah. How many years have you been? How many videos did you watch? We should know. That's the first thing we want to make sure that goals are anchored. But walk around the field. He talked about the timing, so I'm not going to go over it, but talk to the timekeeper. We don't know if it's their first game or they've done it for a couple seasons. Just talk to them and tell them the signals you're going to use. Tell them that when the clock stops, it's going to stop on when you give the signal. It's going to stop anytime you give a caution. It's going to stop on penalty kick, and it's going to stop on goals. You'll give the signal for an injury, whether it's the clock stops. But also, tell them when the clock starts, because that's what I see happen most often. The clock, you blow the whistle, and there's the clock started up. And the clock doesn't start until the ball's put in play. Coaches, he went over that. Rosters and uniforms. FHSA, you now have to, new rule. I'm sure you guys went over it. The undergarments. I tell the officials up in Jacksonville, if they can tell the teams apart, play the game. Let's not get hung up on what uniforms and what undergarments they're wearing. This is very important, a trainer. Determine who the trainer is. If we have a head injury, someone's got to clear them to come back in. Find out who that trainer is, whether both teams have a trainer or whether you have one trainer that's going to handle both teams. I can't tell you how many games I go to, we kick off, boom. The balls are flat. It says something about the crew that they didn't take the time just to put a gauge in there or feel it. Everybody should have a pump with them. Make sure that you're not doing a game that starts and you have flat balls. Very rarely, in all those games I saw the evaluations I went to, very rarely did I see a high school crew warming up. And I don't mean do an elaborate warm-up like you see a pro crew do. At least run up and down the sideline 3 or 4 times. What would you think of a team that showed up, never touched the ball, never ran, okay, here's our 11, we're playing, blow the whistle, you would say, well, they don't even care about the game. Just like a referee crew. If we at least make an effort to show we care, it makes a big difference. What do we allow in high school? High school soccer, many of you do club games. High school soccer is different than club. They got the name of their school across their chest, and in my opinion, they are more likely to do weird stuff in high school games. Nobody asks them when they play club ball, nobody says, hey, how was your game this weekend? Nobody comes, none of their friends come out to watch their club games. Most schools have announcements the day of a game and the day after a game. And their friends are there at those games. I just find that combination, high school kids will do some weird things. What this means is we need to be mentally and physically engaged for those things to happen. I'm going to go right to these videos because they say a lot more than, and I'm sure you don't want us to see screens with words on them. This is a state final. Aquinas is playing Creekside. It's 6.5 minutes into the game. There hasn't been a foul in this game. This camera is shot from the spectator side, and I'm going to just play the video for you. Now we have, oh, sorry. If I'm in your way, just tell me, I'll move. So what you have here is Spectrum's real good. If they see something that's not right, they're going to replay it over and over again for you, okay? How many of you don't have a foul like the referee? Okay, nobody. Nobody. Everybody has a foul. So these are things that I see in games where everybody knows it's a foul. Every spectator knows it's a foul. Every player in that field knows it's a foul. Why doesn't the referee know it's a foul? All right? These need to be called. These are fouls that need to be called. First foul of the game. And this is, this just replays it for you. As I said, Spectrum, they play it in slow motion over and over, but this is the first foul of the game. I've seen many high school games where that happens and there's no whistle. We're here for the safety of the players. This needs to be called. Before, in your NFHSA and HFS book, this is written. In your little gray book, this is written. It talks about sportsmanship. I'm going to show you these videos that we're not dealing with this sportsmanship. This is what we read before. It requires officials to enforce all rules regarding unsportsmanlike behavior by both athletes and coaches. Violators will be ejected. Requires officials to enforce all rules. And I'm going to sit down because I got a couple of videos here. This is Fleming Island in Doral. Oops. 20 minutes into the game, ball goes out of bounds. Is this a big deal?
Yeah.
It's not really a big deal at the time. He just threw the ball at his knee, right? But you can see what he did is he's going to turn around and look at him. Boom. Oh, wait. I thought the fourth official was going to do something, but he just walked by. I see the referee stopping his clock. Great, he's going to card him, but it was just water break. He didn't do anything. They didn't do anything about this. All right. 13 looked at 2. Who got cracked about 10 minutes later? 2 did. All right. He got his number. Okay, I got that. If we had dealt with that right there, then 13 goes, okay, you're going to deal with it. I don't have to deal with it. This is a series of videos. Yes, there are blue shirts and blue referee shirts. All right, this is the beginning of the game. You can see both referees, something important's happened in here. It's 3.5 minutes into the game, and two referees need to go in and talk to the players. I'm watching this and I'm saying, this is great. They're not going to let anything happen today. All right? They're going to deal with everything. They're talking to them. They got stern looks. They're giving them the no. All right? We got a foul. They're asking for a card. Okay. I wanted to stop it before that. We got a foul. Hard foul. On number 10, this guy here is number 10. And this guy, as you saw, is going to jump up and go right at him. He goes to talk to him. He calls him. And what do? They walk away. What do we have? Does he need to talk to him? Or does he need to blow the crap out of his whistle and get him back to talk to him? You can see he gets up. So we're going to talk to both of these players. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So here we are. Who has a yellow card there? Okay. Who has 1 yellow card? Who has 2 yellow cards? Everybody in here should have 1 or 2 yellow cards up. FHSA is telling you if somebody jumps up and flips a player, that's at least a yellow card. All right? So that foul happens, and now the next video shows you things that we need to watch off the ball. You're going to see a player, he walks, jumps in front of a player and stops as they're running away from this spot of this foul. As he goes further, he does it again, and the guy's finally like, get away from me. Well, and then he turns around. As soon as the guy who's the instigator gets pushed, his teammate sees that he got pushed and now he's into it. And what our referee is doing is, and I see this all the time, where was this foul? Midfield. All right? Both our referees, we have an SR. He's going to be, he might as well have a flag in his hand because he's standing on the line. And our center referee is going to wait at midfield for the ball, and the ball's going to be, you'll watch, he's going to get the ball and he's going to make sure it's right there. And you watch the video, and there's a whole, this one kid causing problems, and then you have 20 players all coming together, and we're not where we should be. Displays this again. So watch number 6. Now he does it again. This is his buddy who now sees him get pushed. Now he's going to get up into this guy. Where's our referee? Okay. I'll show you where he is. Here's our referee. Where should we be? He should be down here, shouldn't he? Where should our SR be? Right in here, all right? I know we all say this, and almost every game I go to, I watch this happen. This guy right here, he can spot the ball. He can get the ball and spot the ball, can't he? So we should be down in here. If our center referee decides he wants to deal with somebody here, our SR can be over in the middle. We all have whistles. Hold on, we're not going to start until we're all ready. But somebody needs to be in the middle of that.
You could use the laser if you want to.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
In the middle one. The middle one?
All right, magic.
I'll let you know.
Thanks. All right, the next play, we're at 18 minutes in, and some of those are pretty quick. I don't know why this is delaying. Just give me a sec. Sorry, guys. I'm going to go back to where we were. All right. 5 minutes later, we got a foul right there, and he doesn't do much about it. All right, I want you to watch these players right here. Watch these guys. They're going to be telling the referee he needs to do something about these guys. They're kind of, you watch them pointing. Obviously, this guy says something, and I'll tell you what he said in a second. I don't know why my video is not coming up here to play, but it's not. It's slow. You can see them. They're pointing. Are you going to do something about it? No. I'm just going to let this play because this guy right here, the ball's going here. Where's he going? Come on, you see the guy's head? We have an SR here and a center referee here. It's right in between them. We got a simple foul. These two guys had a simple foul. Okay? This play is not a big deal. It's a regular foul. Watch, do you see what this kid did right here? Sorry, guys. I don't know why.
It's a red card. That's not accidental. That was on purpose.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop right here. You saw that video. How many people have a yellow card for that? How many people have a red card? How many people don't have a red card there? Okay. That's a red card. And we didn't do anything about it. All right. This right here is when I showed you last. We got a simple foul. And this guy right here, he's going to do the, okay? If you don't deal with that, who's going to deal with it? Don't let high school players clap in each other's face. Let them know you have a whistle, blow it all the way to them. If you don't want to give them a card for it, I don't have a problem with that, but everybody needs to know that's not going to happen. We don't do anything about it. We're still in the first half. He jumps up and stands over him. You can see it. They come together. Boom. No. So before we watch this, the player standing over. Are we giving a yellow card for that? Who's got a yellow card for it? Who doesn't have a yellow card for it?
It was early. That should
All this stuff has happened in this game.
That's a yellow card.
Okay? Everything that's happened in this game, and the guy's going to run over and he's going to stand over the guy. Alex Swando didn't have a yellow card, and I might not have one if I can have a good talk with him. Alex, why wouldn't you have one?
I don't think that, because he didn't do anything in terms of, he didn't kick him, he didn't do anything like that, he just stood over him, because it looked like the guy on the ground in the white was kicking him.
He was kicking him after he stood over him.
Well, he stood over, but it looked like that, so I would bring them both over and have a nice talking to both of them, and then I'd hold the blue guy over and have a word with him and say, don't stand over him like that again.
And if he did it again,
If he did it again,
then he's done.
I said, I'm just going to
And they're fine with that, right? They're fine with that.
Another reason you might not, the ball's out of play, then he does it. Now, what's the restart?
The ball's out of play.
You know what I'm saying? He's in the box. The ball's out of play.
The ball's out of play.
Yes, restart.
The restart's the same. It doesn't change the restart. Okay? Okay. So now this is 35 seconds left. We got a corner kick. All right. We haven't dealt with anything all game. And I don't know why this is not coming up right away, but it's not coming up to play. There we go. So it's taking too long. So we got our first yellow card on this guy right here, okay? All right, you'll see. Right here, our same guy who is causing problems is, you watch him, he's going to kick him right here. Our referee is over here. He was actually looking upfield. So now he doesn't see this. Right. So we got the second guy. All right. This, we're going to have a challenge right here. Boom, it's late. Everybody says, ooh. And now you watch. He's going to tell me, yeah, I just fouled the crap out of you. All right, he just ran over there and told me, yeah, I kicked the crap out of you. And we didn't do anything about that. If a foul happens and both players jump up, look, watch the players. Watch where they're going. Watch their reaction. Number 8, I wouldn't say he needs a card, but he needs someone needs to talk to him right now. These next videos are about positioning. 3 referees are on the field. Everybody, 3 referees, 3 whistles. Who's got priority in the 3-whistle system? Nobody. We're all equal. If one guy makes a call, that's it. All right? But what I see happen is, and I like that you're all 3 on the field, but SRs, do SRs have to stay with the last defender in the 3-whistle system? No. The second last defender, sorry. No, they don't. Do they have to be able to call offsides? Yes. Yes. So you have to be in a position where you can get to offsides. What I see is guys put the whistle in their hand on the side, and they're going to be the referee. The ball comes towards them, and they're watching play just like they're going to be the referee. They're going to make the call. And they get caught watching instead of watching and moving. And these videos will show you just that, examples of those. Let's see if I can go back here. And this is just what I'm talking about. Here's our side referee. Our side referee right here. Where's our second to last defender? This ball is going to go out of bounds, but what if this guy had touched it? Would he be able to call offsides? No. Okay? He needs to be down here, doesn't he? That's an example of he's watching play. All right. He's going to do it again here.
Kevin, did you stipulate, you let everybody know that this is actually the people that made it to the final?
Yeah, but it's not about the referees. It's because I see this happen all the time. You guys just don't have 6 cameras at your games. Okay? This right here, he's going to watch play. Don't ever do this. I've seen this too many times. Just don't stand there. It makes us all, it's just bad. It makes us look bad. Where is this guy? Okay. I see it happen all the time. You got the whistle. We think we're a referee. We do what we do as a referee. We stand and we turn our body to the play. You're an SR. Yes, you have a whistle in your mouth, but you need to move. All right. This is, you can see, 15 minutes into the game. It's 0-0. White's going this way. They're going to get the ball. They're going to make a pass. If you get a pass here and a pass here, what do you need to do? Get on your horse and get down here. if you're working with this guy and this happens and you're the SR, what do you need to do? You need to be the referee. All right? You need to be the referee. And I'm not beating on him. It's just that it is what it is. And you can see right down here, bump, she's going to make one pass. He's trying to get down here. There's no way that he can get down there. Where should our guy be? Right here to make that call, right? All right. Spectrum's great because they're going to show us it in slow motion. 0-0 game, state finals. Is this a pretty important call? We need to be there, don't we? Okay. Was that the referee's fault? Or was that the SR's fault? That was both of their, that was both. That, yeah. I'll take that. All right. Our next thing is coach dissent. High school coaches, you guys talked a little bit about it earlier, so I'm not going to get into it, but I do want you to know there is a difference between frustration and dissent. This is a St. John's Country Day and Lakeland Christian. Do you guys do? No, you know it's do Lakeland Christian. St. John's Country Day has won 6 or 7 straight state championships. They got a really good team. Lakeland Christian has a good team too, but they have a really, really good forward. She's their only chance of Lakeland Christian scoring a goal, okay? And this play, you're going to see their number 5, who's their best player, steal the ball, and a girl, and I'm instead of describing it, I'll let you watch it. So that's number 5, their best player, bump. She steals it. We got a foul, okay? How many people have a yellow card there? Everybody should have a yellow card there, okay? They're going to show it slow motion.
I have a red card.
All right.
Look where it is.
Okay. All right. That's fine. I don't agree with it. It would be red card, but they went after she went after her. So the coach is going to come out the field. His best player just got her head slammed on the field. He is going to ask this referee, and you'll see him mouthing his words. No card? Are you at least going to talk to her? If we're not going to give a card, we at least need to show that we care, and we blow a hard whistle when we go talk to the player. All right? The coach is going to be frustrated that neither one was done, so he spent 2 minutes on the field with his best player. She's got to come off. They got to check her head. He's walking off. He hasn't said a word to the referee. And I want to make sure I'm out of the way. He's going to ask him. He's just going to ask him, hey, no card? And you can see him out. I don't read lips, but he says, are you at least going to talk to her? Right there. And now our referee's showing him the card. Okay? Is that dissent or is that frustration? All right. Make sure we know the difference. I don't know why this is allowed in high school. I don't know who allows it, but every game I go to, I see it. Player is going in to a challenge. He's late. He's not going to get there. The guy's going to kick the ball away. He jumps up and he turns his back and runs into the player. Or I'm the defender. The attacker's coming towards me. As soon as I get there, I turn my back and I hip check him, put my back right into him. All right? I don't know if almost every high school game that I go to, I see it, and we don't call it. And I'm going to show you some examples of it, and they're right in front of the referee. It happens in high school. It rarely happens past there. And Alex Rondo might be able to tell you why it rarely happens after that. Because he played Division I soccer, and if you come running at me and turn your back to me and you're going to run into me, I got a knee or an elbow or a straight up foot for you if you turn your back and going to run into me. In high school, I don't know why we allow it, but we do, and I'll give you, run these videos. It's It was hard to see because I think this one shows you it better. That was the real-time video, but this is what happens. This is what I'm talking about right here. Boom, she's going to turn her back into her, boom. We don't have any foul there. A referee's right there, but we don't have a foul there. Here's another, there's a referee right there, boom. Guy just turned his, did you guys see that? I asked myself that same question, how can that not be a foul? But I see it all the time. It's going to run it back, boom, right his back right into him. Okay? Who doesn't have a foul there? Correct.
It's just like, it's part of the game, you know? You're gonna,
Yes.
It's a
Right.
collision.
This is a contact sport.
Exactly.
But that's charging. Everybody there has I know you do. I know you do. Everybody there has charging. Okay. How much time left in this game? 2 minutes. What's the score? 2-1. 2-1. All right. What's going to happen is this ball is going to get played long. There's going to be a challenge in front of the, right at the top of the 18. Keeper's going to come out and punch it or head it. I can't remember which one. And he's trying to get down here. Our SR comes in. She cuts in a little bit. Okay. And that's good. We want her close to play. But what she does, and you'll watch, she gets caught because the play happens at the top of the box, and she's pinching in, and then the ball gets played towards her. All right? If you're pinching in and the ball gets played towards you, you have to back up facing the play. I don't care if the play goes around you. It looks really bad, but you see it. What you can't do is turn your back and run back to where you think you should be. And this is what happens. And we'll see the result. Ball gets played long. She pinches in a little bit. Boom. Ball gets played towards her. She turns her back. Boom. Where did that happen? Right in front of her. It's 2-1. That team right there is the white team. All right? She's a good referee. She just turned her back on the play.
I don't know that she turned her back. I think she was looking over her shoulder. I don't think she was.
So I will, as I said, Spectrum is really good about saying, hey, something was there. Let's play that slow for you. Okay? So they're going to play it. Bump. Okay. Who has a foul there? Who doesn't have a PK? Everybody should have a PK there, right?
I have 2,000 before that even happened.
I was going to say, yeah. Before that happened first.
And we talked about that. All right. There's nothing We do USSF, we do high school, many of us do college. We have different rules and different games we do. We should know the rules. We should be masters of rules. If we're going to accept high school games, we should be masters of the rules of the games we accept. If you have no desire to learn them, you need to really ask yourself, should you be refereeing these games? This next video, and I'll give it away for you, we need to stay focused during games. Things happen, and when you see this video, you're going to say, that is clear as day. How could they miss it? How could they miss it? How could not a fan said anything, not a coach, not a player, nobody said anything? I hope you all get it. And this is just us not staying focused on what's happening. That's pretty obvious on that video, isn't it? All right. And nobody said it. Nobody said a word. Not a fan.
Referee's probably running with his back to the play.
He is. He was. He turned and ran.
Backwards.
Why is Perry in the rule book?
What's that?
Why isn't Perry in the rule book?
Why isn't?
Why is it? Why they put it in the rule book?
I don't write the rule book.
Time wasting. Time wasting. Okay? So,
You're asking me why would a goalkeeper parry the ball?
why was it put in there? It was for
Right.
time wasting. To
Right.
prevent time wasting.
Right. That's not time wasting, is it?
So, I can see why, not saying that I probably would still.
Is that parry? Did that guy parry the ball? Or did he put it down on the ground? Did he put it down on the ground? Yes.
So, double touch. You can't pick it back up.
Alex is talking about the spirit of the game.
Yes, he is.
You know,
So I want to stop this. Okay. So we're going to go back to this game because nothing's happened in this game, right? Okay. So all the stuff that's happened in this game, and we got 25 minutes left. And we have a throw-in right here. And I'm going to play this back and forth for you because I want to, because this happens. This happens in high school games. Where are all the players?
In the box.
Okay? We got a throw in here. And he's going to come in the screen right here. Both of these guys are going to decide they need to make sure they spot the throw-in spot correctly. Okay? Right. You know this guy, he should be in here if this guy's going to do it. This guy has a long throw. So they need to spot the throw because we don't want him running down here. But we have a whistle in our mouth. If he runs down there, we can just blow the whistle and tell him to move back, right? So I'm just going to grab this and move it back and forth for you. So he's there. Our SR is spotting the throw, and he's going to come right over here. So both of them need to be involved in this. And where's our players? Who's right there? Nobody. Okay? High school, we have signals. You do evaluations? Do you do it? No, do you were talking. Oh, you're not an evaluator. Okay. If you want a poor score on your evaluation, don't use the high school signals. Okay? What are they for? They're for communication not only with your referee team, with the coaches, with the players, and with the fans. Last thing we have is goalkeepers. if there's going to be contact with the goalkeeper and your center referee is not going to be there, get in there. It is important that we be there when there's a challenge with the keeper. Anytime there's a challenge with the keeper. If you're a center referee and you're not there and there's a challenge, keep running. Keep running until you're there. What happens is, if there's a challenge and you're behind, if you keep running, you can make up 10, 15, sometimes 20 yards, and it'll give the appearance that you are there. But we need to be there whenever there's a challenge on the keeper. Now, I'm going to give you this. This is the last sequence here, and there is, I watched, the last video is when I turned this game on. And you'll see what happens in the last video. And I saw it and I went, oh my God, they didn't do that. And then I went back and watched the whole game, and I said, and you'll know what I'm talking about in a second, she deserved that. What they didn't do was they didn't take care of all the little things that happened before this. And this just happens to involve a goalkeeper. And I hope this video works better than it has been. All right. Second period, 30 minutes left. Boom. We got our guy's running in there. We got contact with the keeper. And as I told you many times, Spectrum says, man, what happened there? So the keeper has it. She's about 4 or 5 yards. She decides she's going to run close to the keeper, right? And what does the keeper do? The keeper doesn't like her getting close to her, so she's going to throw an elbow and a shoulder into her, and she goes, boom, right on her back. Who has a foul there? Who has a foul on White? Who has a foul on the keeper? I hope nobody has a foul on the keeper. Who needs a talking to? Both of them. The White player needs to talk to say, you were 5 yards away when the keeper got it. Don't come running next to her. The keeper needs someone to say to her, hey, the next time you do something like that, I'm calling a penalty kick. If that had happened, I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't think the rest of it would have happened. We got a corner kick. Keeper goes up. It's on the ground. Looks like she tried to kick somebody. That was really what the referee angle was right there. All right, pretty quick. So that's real-time video. Does anybody have a foul in there? Okay. The referee took his position up the top of the box. All right. We're going to see a nice video from the angle out where I think he should have been. Okay. There's our keeper. She's going to try to kick this girl, and then watch this. She gives her an elbow. This girl's down on the ground, and they.
The White player pulled the goalie down. And if you blow the whistle.
Exactly.
When that happens, then the rest of the stuff doesn't happen. Watch, the White player pulls the goalie down.
She grabs her arm. She doesn't like it, so then she gives her the boom.
So if you blow the whistle for that first foul, and the goalie still does that, you throw the goalie out. But the restart is a foul coming out because of the first foul.
You're correct. Keeper grabs her arm and brings her down with it. She doesn't like it, so we missed the foul. And then what happens? Well, you're not calling anything. If you're not calling anything, then it's a free-for-all. All right? I'm going to karate kick one girl, then I'm going to give the other girl a flying elbow. All right. So now we got 11 minutes left in the game, and we're going to have through ball. And we haven't done anything about the keeper. Come on, work for me. And I'll try and get out of your way. So this is number 5. I'm going to play the ball through. Boom. Now I want to watch what happens. What happened? What did you say happened? What is this? If the coach runs down and says, you just called a penalty kick on me, and you say, what is that? What did you just tell him? She punched somebody, right? That's what he said. As I told you.
She did. She hit her face.
Okay.
Guys, that's a red card. That's not a simple foul, that's a red card. She went completely out of her way to go hit her.
So here, I'm gonna go frame by frame for you. Bump. She gets on the ground. All right. She barely moves her shirt. The girl's off balance. She doesn't even knock her over. So she doesn't hit her hard. She's not like but she does. Okay. And you're right. And then our referee gave the reason that he gave the PK was what? Striking. So what do we do immediately? Stop the clock. Right? We stop the clock. PK, we tell what happened, and then who has to be removed? We don't have any choice, right?
No.
I showed you it's 2-0 game, right? It would be 2-1 with 11 minutes left. So this is the next video. Who's our goalie? Same girl, right? How much time's left?
10 minutes.
How much time was left when we called the foul? 10:50, but so we lost 40 seconds. Is 40 seconds a lot in a high school game?
Yeah, but he stopped the clock when he called it, too. He signaled it at least.
He just kept doing the striking.
He went up.
I'm not going to go back because it's already 8:30. We saw a lot of positioning errors here today, didn't we? I see them almost every high school game I go to. I also see this. Know what games you accept. If you are not physically able to keep up with play, Alex was a Division I player. I played Division I soccer. I was MVP of my college team. If I came out of high school today with the skills I came out when I came out of high school, I would not make my team. I would not be able to play on the team of the school I went to. That's how much this game has changed. I would go from the best player to not even be able to make my team. Players are stronger, faster, smarter. Make sure you understand your fitness level and understand how it affects your ability to referee. Thanks. That's it.
make sure you collect cell phones prior to the game starting. All right, workers and crew, have a good season. Okay? We'll see you all in December. Can we have a motion to adjourn? So be it. Thank you all.